Hello everyone, today I'm sharing with you a journal I've just finished making. It's in a shabby chic style. It is a traveler's notebook type of journal with three inserts in it, or booklets, whichever the case may be. The outside is made from a cereal box. It is covered in pink fabric and then gone over with this beautiful lace that was from a garment. This particular shabby kind of fabric was actually a little girl's skirt, and that's a different garment. And I just took it apart, and it was all ruffly, as you can see, but it's also stretchy, so it's really nice for a closure. I have put a doily around the spine there because I just think if you're putting it in your handbag and taking it out all the time, lace does tend to catch on things. For a smooth journey into your handbag and things like that, I thought the fabric would be good around the spine. If the person who's getting this journal doesn't particularly like the doily there, it is easy enough to gently remove, perhaps just heat up the glue. It's not done with hot glue, it's done with a tacky glue, but I'm sure it would be easy enough to remove. I haven't secured the bottom of it here or the top of it there, just simply because if you wanted to insert more elastics into this, that would make it easier for you. Okay, let's have a look inside. It is quite chunky, but because it is a traveler's style journal, of course the inserts can be removed at your leisure, and like there's 3 in here now. You might only want 1 or 2 in there, but just to show it today, I've got the 3 in there. Okay, the inside is lined with wallpaper. It's a really pretty pink striped wallpaper that I found at the thrift store, and it's all sewn in. I have 3 different laces here for a pocket, a wide lace, this little narrow lace here, and also the pink ribbon. I sewed small lace to the pink ribbon, and then I sewed those to the larger lace. That's what I did, and that is on both the front and the back. In the front pocket here, oh, and that's just a little flower embellishment, and I found those at the thrift store quite some time ago as well. First thing we have is a tag. It was a pink tag from Crafty Irina. Thank you, Irene. And I've just gone over it with some paint, and it should be quite easy enough to still write on, but it's more a decorative kind of tag. A little bit of tulle bow there, and a lovely piece of lace that I cut out and put on the front there. Then I've just made a little booklet. It's got this lovely cardstock cover from a CameoShoppe collection. I was making little flowers like this one here out of book paper, and I came across this little picture of the crinoline, so I cut it out and put it on the front there, and I think that looks quite pretty. Now inside it's just got some pink pieces of paper that were left over from when I was making the book, the journal, and then on the back it's just got a fold out flip type thing with one of my little book paper flowers. So that's what's in that first pocket. I'm a little bit out of practice of doing a video, aren't I? Which because I haven't done one for a while. All the papers are CameoShoppe. This one is these ones are from the Cottage Rose collection. It's a beautiful collection of papers, and I've just had to piece them together because obviously they aren't big enough to wrap right around one of the little inserts here. And I will take a measurement and put it on the screen or down in the description box so you know how big this journal is. Okay, so pieced together, I've got a little bit of sequin here, and that was from a skirt. It was a total sequin skirt, and I just cut it into strips. This is just, oh, I have a little clip here and just a little beaded charm, and that particular charm Louisa made for me. Thank you, Louisa. I also have one further down, and I made that one, but I made it to match this little one that Louisa made, so although they're very similar, different colours but done the same way. This is just a little, it's not an envelope, it's just a little piece of cardstock with coffee or tea dye paper on the other side, just wrapped around the edge of the page. Just a little notepad with some lace over the top and some more of that fine pink paper in there. And that's a, what are they called? Project Life card. So I've put that just on the side there like that to hold that in. And that gets clipped there like that. Okay, here we go. I've used my snippet roll. Now, it's not a decorative snippet roll. I made these, I've used quite a few of them, but I made a couple of years ago, and it's just scraps of lace all joined together and sewn, and then as I need to use it, I just cut it off. So this is a practical snippet roll, this one. This is one you actually use. And they do come in very handy. I have them in pink and blue and beige, and that's the lighter coloured one. And what I did was cut a piece off, then I put a little bit of pink embroidery anglaise over the top. I printed out a word. Actually, I printed these out quite some time ago. I just cut them out and put it on top, and it's a ready-made embellishment. Very, very easy, yet it looks really nice and shabby. I have stitched around most of the pages. I have some paper, book paper flowers with little sequins on them. I love the little book paper flowers. There's more of that pink paper. It is very fine, so I have backed it in some cases. Just another little flower with some little bit of trim from Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. More of these little flowers that I found some time ago. This is just a little bit of trim that Jane Ragg sent me quite some time ago also. More pink paper. I've backed it in glassine paper and put just a little printable from Tsunami Rose in between the two pieces. This is a bit of trim from Lisa's Craft Shop, and I have tea dyed it, so it's come at a pinky colour, and one of my little flowers. Just a little embellishment with a butterfly and some more of that sequin trim. This is the centre of the first insert. I just have a little tag that's made from a greetings card, and I've backed it in some coffee or tea dyed paper. It wasn't quite long enough, so I inserted some lace and then another piece of paper, and I quite like the shabby way that looks, so that goes in there. This lace is another wide lace, and then I've just sewn this lovely, lovely little pink and green kind of a lace over the top, and that was from a dressing gown I found at the thrift store some time ago. On this side we have a printable, and I think that's from Tsunami Rose, backed by some music paper. And this particular one, I actually printed it out a long, long time ago. I'll just tell you, it was for another journal I was going to make, but it never came to be, but I still had them printed out. I thought that was it. French Signs it's called, but the here we go. The name of, oh, it doesn't really say, does it? Oh, CameoShoppeEtsy.com. CameoShoppeEtsy.com. Lovely. See, there's some more there. And I love the colours, so I've just backed that with some more music paper also, and that just fits in there. And there's another one from the same collection. I have a CameoShoppe Collectibles, some more of that trim from Jean Rag, a little bit of vintage lace, and with my little flowers there. Just a little butterfly and a little bow. More, that's the other side of that one there, just a little cluster with some more lovely lace. And most of the sewing, it's pink on one side and either white or a light blue on the other side. Just another little cluster. And some more of the pink paper. It is pretty, but it is very fine, so it's best to line it. And some collectible cutouts, some more of my snippet rolls, some more of those flowers. And that's just a little fold out that you can write on, and that's double thickness, that one. I gave a nice sturdiness to it, which I quite like, with just a little paper clip and a bow. And this is the next signature here. I have I think it might be a Tsunami Rose printable, and I've just put a little cluster, tag from Crafty Irene, thank you Irene, and a bow. I think I made it some time ago and I've just popped it here. I did cover the tag in tulle just to add a different texture to it. And on the other side I have another tag which is from an old greetings card. I've cut it out and glued it on, and some more music paper sewn on the back of that. This lovely pocket here is done from an old shirt from the thrift store, and then that's another totally different shirt, probably the part down the front, and they're the buttons. And then this gorgeous trim here is from Roseanne, who is Roxy Carol 11. She sent me that some time ago and I love it. Can you see how pretty that is? It's just, oh, it's all pleated and it's really, really pretty. So I've used that for that pocket there. Some more papers, another printable from that collection, and that's a CameoShoppe collectible cut in half. Just a little tuck spot with a flower from Lynn Harris. Thank you, Lynn. And just these are just old recipe cards from a book, but they work just as well for journaling on. You don't have to use them for recipes. And just more snippets. This is some lovely trim from Lisa's Craft Shop as well, also tea-dyed. And I didn't do anything to that particular pink paper, but you can see how fine it is, can't you? On here we have another cluster. This is some CameoShoppe Collectibles with some vintage lace. And I've just made a little heart with some vintage lace, a little flower from Zephy and a sequin. And I've just sewn them onto some music paper. And that's a fabric covered tag with some book paper and tea-dyed paper behind it. And a little bow on top. I'm just keeping my eye on the time. I didn't realise it was so late. This is just a gift bag I had. I'm not exactly sure who sent it to me. It could have been, I won't say who I think it is just in case I'm wrong, but thank you. You'll probably notice the other half of it. It's just a journaling card, and I've put some lace around it as well. That's the middle of that signature. There's the other half of it. It's got this on it, so when I get bags and things like that, I usually pop them into a drawer so they're not named who they were from. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. It's just a piece of writing paper in that little envelope there. And more of those that little flower and a scrap. More lace from Lisa's Craft Shop, more of the sequined fabric, little paper flower and one of the little blue flowers. There's the other half of the pink paper, more of the trim from Jean Rag and just a bit of tulle. I do like how pretty this book is. Just more of that same trim, another snippet, the same kind of pocket as before, and another recipe card. Another one of those lovely printables. And that's the other side of this signature, and there we have another tag, and it's got another gift card cut out on it. And this is the last signature now, and it's once again done the same way as the first signature, as you can see, just different papers. We have the same square fold over and another recipe card in there with just a shabby bit of off-cut fabric. This little trim here is from Lisa's Craft Shop, and it has been tea dyed, and I've put little sequins on it. I like using sequins and things. Sometimes I overdo it a little bit, so I have to use restraint. This is a gorgeous embroidery piece from Little Snippets. That's Geraldine. Thank you. I got that quite a long time ago in one of my challenges. She does really beautiful embroidery work. We have another piece of pink paper with the glassine and another printable, I think from Tsunami Rose. I have a die cut there that I did on my machine. I keep forgetting I've got it, and then I glued that down. So that's a doily, more of the little flowers. A snippet, just a little cluster. These are the threads from the offcuts that I made this book with. There's a little bit of tulle there, and a little bit of the sequin trim, and some little flowers. That's just, it's a printable, may have been from Tsunami Rose, Methods of Measuring for Patterns. It has probably tea or coffee dye paper. Another beautiful embroidery piece from Little Snippets here on YouTube. And I've put that over there like that, and we have just a little paper clip holding that. Just a applique piece from Lynn Harris. It was bigger than that, but I cut it in half. That's the center. That's another greetings card. That can be used as a little tuck, like, here we go, under there if you want it to be, but I left it with nothing in there anyway, or you could glue it down, up to you. There's the other half of the applique there. There's just some more pink paper, another one of those lovely printables. This is just from that Cottage Rose Kaiser Craft paper. It's the little punch out at the back of the book. Where is it? Here. At the back they always have these like punch out things. So it's one of those. And one of printable flower, little bit of trim from Lisa's Craft Shop. There's another one of the little clusters, snippet roll. Sorry, I have to go and get my son. I'll stop the camera here. I have to go get my son. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I didn't realise my husband's clock was wrong. Okay, so we did this page. It's just got the glassing on the other side. The same as before, the lovely trim from Lisa's Craft Shop with the sequins. We have another one of those little paper clip with a tulle bow on it. And another little fold out, and this time I've just put a sweet little green applique, and that also was from Lynn Harris. And then just a paper flower in the center with a sequin. And that's the last page. And then in the back pocket, which is the same as the front pocket, we have a tag, but this time I didn't I didn't stick the pretty floral picture. Isn't it beautiful? It's off a greetings card, and so is this. And I thought, well, I'll just slip it in there because whoever gets this book, they may like to use that on something because it's such pretty colours. And that's a bit of ruffled tulle, a bit of lace, some of that beaded. I love that stuff. It's like a very fine, I'll bring it up close, beading, but it's not actually beads. It's like a yarn of some kind. And then 3 little Demonte flowers in the center there, and then just a little fabric booklet here that I made quite some time ago. It was meant to go with those other printables and things, and I thought it went in this book quite nicely. It's just got some samples of lace on the inside cover and different papers in there as well. So, and that is the booklet. Now, like I said, it has 3 inserts in it, but if you were to take out the middle one, say, for instance, it makes quite a nice size, doesn't it? And you could take another one out. It only has the one elastic, and I will show you. See, down the center there, it's the one elastic, and then there's another elastic that joins this book and this book together, and that's the way the Traveller's Notebooks work. I actually used eyelets this time, so that was something a bit different for me. Getting a little bit courageous, aren't I? And that's it. That's my little Shabby Chic Traveller's Notebook. And it's very soft to the touch. It's very, when I put the middle one in, I always make a point of pulling the outer 2 out a bit so it slots in the middle there very nicely and comfortably, as you can see. It looks really luscious. And these are elasticated fabric, like I said before, and then you can pull them nice and tight to keep everything the way it's meant to go. Give it a nice generous bow, and there we are. That's the Traveller's Notebook Journal, Shabby Chic style. Very, very pretty. I really do enjoy working with pinks and pastel colours. It's very pretty, isn't it? So thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been making, and I really hope the lady receiving this likes what I've done. And like I said, she can quite easily remove that doily with not too much trouble, but I just think it will go in and out of a handbag a lot easier with something solid there. Okay, take care everybody. Bye.